Hey, good evening, ladies and germs. Uh, uh-oh. Woo. Finally, someone laughed at that one. Okay, good. I'm on a roll tonight. I'm Tom. I'm the Sergeant at Arms taking over for Rog, who is not here tonight. Real quick, if you need to use the restroom, it's outside and to the left. Please mute your phones so we're not interrupted during our meeting. And we will be doing speaker feedback after each speech tonight. So go to the QR code, the Google form, get it teed up on your phone now. So when the time comes during the meeting, you have the Google form all set up on your phone. We'll be giving just feedback to our speakers 1 to 2 minutes after each speech. Guests are welcome to do it as well. And without any further ado, I'm going to have Chris come up here. He is going to be giving the opening remarks for president since Natalie's not here tonight. Chris Giannetti.
Hey, Tom. We can't wait to have you as our Toastmaster this evening. We're really excited.
I know you are. So, but before we get going,
yeah,
Sonia brought this today. Our club achieved distinguished Toastmaster status.
So thank you, Sonia. This is amazing. It's formalized here. So for those of you that don't know, there are certain accolades that clubs need to accomplish throughout the year, the Toastmasters year. It starts on July 1st and goes to June 30th. So that's our Toastmasters year. And we finished with President's Distinguished. That is the highest level that a club can accomplish at the club level. There's club level. There's about 5 to 6 clubs in the area. Some are community clubs, some are corporate clubs, and then there's area, district. And so there's different levels, right? So we should be very proud about this accomplishment. It means that we're a vibrant club. I mean, I looked at some clubs today that went in my officers training, 8 members, 12 members, just struggling to stay alive. And we have a base of 27 active members. We always have, congratulations. We have folks like Tia and Shabir here with us tonight, and they just walk in. There's a buzz. We're hybrid, we're in person, and people say we're organized. So this is a great honor, and it's kudos out to the team. And this sort of accolade should just happen because we're doing the right things, right? We're supporting our members. We're asking them what they want to work on. We're helping them to stay involved. We're helping them to have the confidence when they're ready to take on a functionary role or to be a speaker, and to support them and to give them constructive feedback after they do that. So, all right, that is a great way to start this. So I will say, once I am the VP of Education, Chris Giannetti. I've been in the club since 2019, and I've told this story before, but I used to be the branch manager of the Los Gatos Schwab office. So I'd kick off events to client workshops for financial planning. And I remember going out there and literally forgetting to say my name, right? So I had an opening, my team was looking at me. I thought I did okay, but I think that I came off quite nervous and tight-chested, not having fun. Being here has helped me just say yes to more events, to seize those moments versus running away from them. So I want all of you to feel that this is a safe place for you to be and to work on what you'd like to work on as professionals or in your personal life. So with that, let's bring up Tia. Please, Tia, welcome up. She's a technical writer. She's kicking off her own business. We talked a little bit before. How did you hear about Los Gatos Toastmasters, and what would you like to accomplish in your session here today?
So should I be honest, or should I tell you what's politically correct?
Whatever you'd like to say.
Okay, so I have not dated in 18 years. Waited for my daughter to launch to college, and I was looking up like ways to meet guys.
Oh, there you go. So this is the place.
Toastmasters came up. So it's been on my calendar for 6 months, as I've mentioned. And finally, there's room today. So, but no, I really do want to become better at speaking to rooms. I'm launching my own business, as Tom said, and I want to be better at giving webinars. I'll be having students teaching people about technical writing, helping companies be more effective, and I want the teams to get excited about loving documentation and making it part of their day. And so I'll be giving presentations, and obviously I want to be paid well for that. So Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you, Tia. Appreciate that. Look at that. Didn't want to leave the stage here. I love that. The presence, the charisma, looked very comfortable, was having fun, kept us laughing. And there is a humorous Toastmasters club too. So Tom, being the overachiever he is, he's in two clubs, Los Gatos Toastmasters and Humorous Toastmasters. All right. Shabir, please come on up here. Tell us about how you found out about us. You walked in today, not knowing if you'd be able to be with us. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you guys for
What are you
being
looking to
so
accomplish?
kind and welcoming. So I actually stumbled upon you guys or this club specifically on ChatGPT. I just look for ways to like improve myself. Like, it's like, hey, ChatGPT, what can I do today that'll help me, like learn something. So that's what I did. And then this came up and I thought it's an opportunity to like meet new people, and interact. I run a local moving company. So just wanted to be out there, see what I can learn because I'm 100% sure every one of you guys know one more thing than I do. So please, I'd love to learn any which way I can. So that's my
Yeah, thank you. And we encourage our guests to be here 2, 3, 4 times. When you're comfortable, let us know you want to join, and we'll talk about next steps. And what's great about all the varying experience here and backgrounds is that we all learn something from one another, right? Whether it's Sung Hua talking about owning a chemical company in China or some wise proverbs that he shares with us, there's always something that he surprises us and delights us with, or maybe had a great golf game, right, the last couple of days. So always something to share. So with that, I'm going to pass it back over to Tom Bartese. He's going to be our Toastmaster tonight. Take us away, Tom. We always clap for those that are speaking. So let's create an encouraging environment for Tom.
I'm encouraged. I can do this. I can do this. Hi, I'm back again. I'm Tom. Shabir, you're in the right place. You want to grow and learn and do all that. No better place than here in Toastmasters. We have a lot of fun, but there's a tremendous amount of growth from our newer members to our most experienced. I've been a member for 5.5 years. When I first started, I couldn't stand up here and even say my name, and now look at me. So every week, just for our guests, every week we have a set agenda. So we're we have a nice structure to our meetings, but what changes from week to week is which members fill which roles. So as a member, you'll have the option to fill any role you want during any meeting. Maybe you're a speaker one week, maybe you're a timer, an awe counter, table topics. You'll see tonight what these various roles are. But the idea is we want to give our members the opportunity to exercise their public speaking muscle. Okay. So I heard an interesting point this week that really resonated with me about, and this is true with public speaking, is that fear has a lot to do with why we're all here, right? But fear comes from inexperience, not from being incapable. Think about that for a minute. Fear comes from inexperience, not from being incapable. So when we're afraid because we haven't done it yet, not because we can't do it. There's a difference, right? So inexperience is the problem that needs to be solved to overcome fear and experience. And how do we get more experience? Well, Toastmasters for public speaking, no better place than Toastmasters. What you want to do is allow your nervous system to go from protection, fear, right, to adaptation, right? So every time we come up here, we're given a stimuli to our nervous system. And by doing that, the body adapts, the nervous system adapts. That's just a rule of nature, stimuli adaptation. So I encourage all you, keep coming up here, give your nervous system the stimuli of standing up and speaking. And over time, you will then gain the experience, right, that you need to overcome the fear. It's as simple as that, okay? So without any further ado, before I get started, Sonia, you put a QR code on the middle of the table tonight, something to do with Google reviews. Sonia, you're putting papers on the table? What's that all about? Come on up. So Sonia is our VP of Public Relations. She's taken the role seriously and is diving in head first. And all of a sudden we have paperwork. I hope it's on homework.
It's homework.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. What is that?
Okay, so basically now that I've taken over this position, I was trying to come up with some creative ways that we could get new members. And one of the things that I came across is that our Google reviews, we have 4 of them. The last one was in 2022. So what I'm going to ask of all of you is to, since you all love Toastmasters, and I know that you do, is take a look at this guy here and just scan the QR code, go on in, write a really wonderful review. There's a couple of little tips on here on how to leave a Google review, right? Share what it is that you like about it. Share, of course, the name of the club, why you got here, like any kind of information that would entice a new person to come in and visit our club. Tell them about any of the roles that you've taken or how you have improved throughout your time here. So I'm looking for at least 20 reviews. Okay, that's my goal. Okay, is to get 20 reviews. So, if you guys don't do it now, at least take down the QR code, or just go to Los Gatos Toastmasters, where you'll see on the map there, that's usually on the right-hand side, where you can leave a Google review. You'll have to click on reviews, go in, log into your account and leave a wonderful review.
Going to Google.
Yes, you go to the Google page, type in Los Gatos Toastmasters, and it should come right up. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so we only need 19 more. 19 more. We can't leave the room tonight until we've achieved that, right? So call your friends and neighbors, have them start now. Okay, so let's get started. Now, one of my main tasks as the Toastmaster tonight is to keep the meeting on track. We want to leave in 1 hour. So I'm going to crack the whip and really get going. If you see the red card on our timer tonight, Sunqua's our timer. Once you see that red card, you start wrapping up, okay? Let's respect everybody's time here tonight. So we have 3 speakers tonight. Christina Caton is doing his icebreaker speech tonight. So what icebreaker speech is your first speech in Toastmasters. It's a 4 to 6 minute speech where you just tell the members something about yourself that you want to share. So it should be the easiest speech you give. Normally our speeches are 5 to 7 minutes, but icebreaker is a little shorter, 4 to 6. Our third speaker tonight, Nina, will be our third speaker. Table Topics Master is Maria. Table Topics is the portion of our program that is open to everybody, including guests. Maria will come up here with some questions, and anybody's free to answer them. You come up here, it's 1 to 2 minutes. It's practicing our impromptu speaking skills. Hi, B. There's no right or wrong answers. It's just whatever you can come with off the top of your head. Each speaker has an evaluator of their speech. Tonight, a lecturer will be evaluating Christina, Phoebe evaluating Caton, and Chris will be evaluating Nina. Then we have 4 functionary roles: timer, counter, grammarian, and general evaluator. These are smaller roles, but important roles. Our timer tonight is Sunqua. Sunqua, come up here, tell the group this role of timer. What's that all about?
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be timer tonight. Timer means manage the time, and according to the rule, the speech is 5 or 7 minutes. If you're 5 minutes, I will show green. And in 6 minutes, I show yellow. You'll be prepared to stop. And 7 minutes, I show red. Ice break is 4 or 5 minutes. For 6 minutes. And for 6 minutes, I will be show green. And 5 minutes, I show yellow. And 6 minutes, I show red. And table topic is about 1 or 2 minutes. And in 1 minute, I show green. And 1.5 minutes, I show yellow. 2 minutes, I show red. And evaluator is 2 or 3 minutes. When 2 minutes, I show green. 2.5 minutes, I show yellow. And 3 minutes, I shall read. I hope everyone obey the time law. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. No, when he says obey, he means it. He means it, right? Right. You don't want to be penalized, right? Obey. Thank you. So the red card again, you see the red card, wrap it up. Okay, next up, our odd counter, first time odd counter. Last week he was first time timer. This week, first time odd counter, one of our newest members, Marcos. Odd counter, what's that all about?
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I'm going to be your odd counter. My role is to listen carefully to each one of you and note filler words, right? Such as like, so, which I'm totally guilty of, or any repeated words that distract from the main message. These crutch words actually tend to be natural, but today I will help you improve and to reduce them and, generate more impact on your speech. Thank you so much.
Well done, well done. Thank you. Yeah, we want to try and reduce our use of filler words. When you see someone on TV and they're constantly going, so it creates for a choppy presentation of their speech, distracting. How do we avoid that? Use pauses. Okay, you don't always have to fill the space in your speeches. Pause for a moment, catch your breath. That's one way of doing it. Next up, grammarian, word of the day. Sonia, grammarian, what does a grammarian do?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Okay, so a grammarian, the role encompasses 2 areas. One is the word of the day, and today's word of the day is hubris. So hubris. Hubris is a formal and literary word that refers to a great or foolish amount of pride or confidence. An example here of how to use it is the project's failure was predictable given the inexperience and unbridled hubris of those leading the effort. The second part of the grammarian is going to be looking for impactful words that you're using, whether they could be metaphors or just sort of great sounding sentences, and as well looking for maybe incomplete sentences or improper use of language. Thank you.
Unbridled hubris. I love that. Tia. Yes. Hubris. 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 Yes, that's how I pronounce it. How do they show? They have the pronunciation here. It's H. They have an HYOO. Hubris. Yeah. Hubris. Unbridled hubris. Someone, okay, so now general evaluator, someone not lacking in hubris. Maria, come on, you're the general evaluator tonight. See what I did there? You see what I did there? Did you mark that down? No, she's keeping score. Yeah. Maria.
All right. Good evening. My name is Maria Kovaleva, and today I will be holding 2 roles, table topics and general evaluator. General evaluator of the meeting is the one who, tracks the time, tracks the technology, everything is working right now. Basically how we are doing today, the general vibe and the energy of the meeting. Thank you. And then I report my findings. Thanks.
Thank you, Maria. And as they say, on with the show. First up, speaker number 1, Christina. This is her 3rd speech, and her evaluator tonight is Electra. Electra, please come up and introduce Christina for us.
Good evening, I'm Electra, and I'm going to be introducing Christina as the first speaker of the evening. For the title of Christina's speech is My Love-Hate Relationship with Failure. Very interesting. Your pathway is presentation mastery. You are in level 1, and it's an introduction to vocal variety and body language. And the purpose is to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance a speech. And a general description of Christina's speech is stories about how she learned to love certain failures. So please welcome.
Thank you, Electra. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. Have you ever experienced a moment where you wish the ground would just crack open so you can just jump in and disappear? That's exactly how I felt about failure in my early 20s. My first job at New York City was a TV reporter working for the largest Chinese news agency. My daily task was to cover live events, edit the video footage, and fill the bilingual report for national broadcast in China. It was fast-paced, high pressure, but sometimes monotonous after doing it for a while. But after a while, something exciting happened. Apple was releasing the iPhone 4, and I got to cover it. I rushed to the flagship store on 5th Avenue. The line already stretched all the way to the 58th Street. People camped overnight to be the first Apple customer. I was so thrilled, carrying my camera and my microphone, interviewing all the eager customers. By the time I got back to the office, I thought I nailed it. So I added the footage, submitted the report in both English and Chinese, and hit send with a lot of hubris. 2 hours later, my phone rang. It was a call from my director. I thought he was going to rave about my report, but he was not impressed. As a matter of fact, he was furious. Turns out I missed the most important part of the story. Interviewing the first customer who came out of the store and got the iPhone. He had to send another reporter to cover for me. I felt crushed. Even if it's just on the phone, I could feel disappointment in me. That feeling of not being good enough just haunted me for days. I remember just like really hating that feeling. I hated this failure is the worst. But it was also from that incident, I learned to prepare better, to anticipate what a good news story truly needed. And I never made the same mistake again. It was that small failure taught me that failure is not the end, it's the beginning of the journey. Fast forward to December 2017, it was just weeks before Christmas. Everyone was so excited for the upcoming holiday, and my company announced the layoff. And I was impacted. To my American coworker, this is not the end of the world. They reviewed the severance package and they left off for drinks. But for me, it was a disaster. I was working on a work visa. My husband was employed through my spouse visa. So the moment I lost my job, it means both of us had to stop working immediately. We had to find a new employer that sponsored our visa within 60 days or leave the country. At the time, we had just put down payment for our first home in the US. I got admitted to the MBA program at Berkeley that was going to start the next fall. And our son, Lucas, just turned 10 months old. It seemed like our life was just getting started here, but the layoff put a pause to everything. So the second day I lay in bed, paralyzed by fear, anxiety, and shame. I don't know what to do. But something in me just refused to give up. So the third day, I overcame my fear. I managed to walk back into the company. I pleaded with the CEO and HR to keep me on, even temporarily. They didn't need me, but I kept showing up, asking, negotiating, sharing my personal stories. In the end, they offered 2 months of extended employment. And in that 2 months' time, they realized I was pretty valuable, and they kept me even longer. And not only did I get my job back, they offered my green card application. It was that failure who pushed me to really fight harder than I thought I was able to. It also showed me a version of myself that I didn't know existed. So later on, I read the book Principle, which I recommended to you guys before, by Ray Dalio, and he really summarized it very well. If you're not failing, you're not pushing your limits. And if you're not pushing your limits, you're not maximizing your potential. He also shared the formula on failure, which is pain plus reflection equals progress. So from that moment on, I really try to love failure. It's really counterintuitive because you have to embrace the pain, because that's where the growth truly happens. Growing up in China and raised by a tiger mom, I was always taught to be the best, to nail at that exam, to get that promotion at work, and failing was unacceptable in my world. I really wish someone could have told me that failing is okay and you should love it. So now when my 8-year-old son, Lucas, came home after losing a soccer game or didn't do well in that piano recital, I wipe his tear and tell him, honey, it's okay to fail because you're going to learn so much from this. So this is my complicated relationship with failure. If I've learned one thing, is this: failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. So next time you fail, don't run from it, don't bury it, face it and love it, because it's leading you to become the person you're meant to be. Thank you. Woo!
Wow, that was awesome. That's how you give a speech. Oh, yeah, fantastic speech. Oh my gosh. Story of resilience, right? Story of such resilience and courage and not giving up. We've all faced tough times. It's just a matter of how we respond, whether we crawl under the covers and stay in bed, or whether we, use it as a springboard to show the world what we're capable of, right? Awesome job. Okay, let's take a minute to provide feedback to Christina of that fabulous speech on the Google form. She's speaker number 1. Just quickly note what you thought she did well, if there's any area for possible improvement, or anything else you'd like to tell her about her speech. Speaker feedback responses are posted the next day. Chris posts them and directly in Trello to each to the particular speaker. So they'll get all these comments tomorrow via Trello. Yeah, so vocal variety, check. Body language, check, right? What I really enjoyed, though, I'm a sucker for stories, and your whole speech was one long story, right? And so it makes for tremendous audience engagement, as opposed to if you're just talking about something, just some general topic. So well done. Pain and reflection equal progress. I'll have to remember that. Ray Dalio. Yeah. All right, let's give it another 30 seconds. It reminded me of, there's this new phrase out there, I hear it all the time now, fail forward, right? Or failing forward. So you fail, but you're progressing, right? Right. Okay, let's wrap up the feedback. Thank you again, Christina. Next up, icebreaker speech. This is Caden. Hold on. This is Caden. He'll be giving his icebreaker speech. He's only been a member for 3 years and he's finally given his first, oh, no, someone else. He's been a member a couple months, right? Couple months. That's about the right time though for icebreaker. That's the right time. Yeah, no, it's the right time. And tonight, his evaluator is Phoebe. She's one of our most experienced members here. You were actually a member before I was a member. So welcome, Phoebe. Introduce Phoebe for us.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. So tonight's speaker is Keaton. The title of the speech is Last Few Years of Life and the Learnings. As Tom mentioned, it is his icebreaker speech. And the description of the speech is to share a learning from life with my own life examples. And there is, this is a non-pathway speech. Okay, Keaton, please. Thank you.
Okay, so this being my icebreaker speech, I'll be talking something about myself. So I was never a top student. It's not that I didn't care about it. I was sincere, respectful. I was disciplined. I never disrupted the class or lost my focus. I woke up early. I worked hard, and often before the exams, I could not sleep. But no matter how hard I tried, I could never score well. From my school to engineering, throughout my MBA, I could never do so well. In India, right? In India, your academic success is always measured by one criteria, which is your grades. And if you're not scoring good enough, you are seen as someone who is falling behind, even if you are putting a lot of hard work to it. So in spite of working very hard, somehow, getting grades always seems to be something out of my range. So I started thinking there would be something wrong with myself. Maybe, my brain is not wired as others, or maybe I inherited a bad memory. Because I would forget things right before the exams. It was very frustrating. But this is something I would like to share with all the students who are feeling the same. This struggle with academics did not mean that I had a bad childhood. In fact, these were some of the best years of my life. I had friends, cousins, outdoor games you can think of, family gatherings, festival. In India, life is a celebration. I grew up, I come from the family of farmers, so we raised mango, sugarcane, rice, and few other vegetables. So, but I also experienced the buzz of the city, going to the concerts, fashion shows, restaurants, and clubs. So I lived both the life, the urban and the rustic, and I enjoyed the both. So I don't regret my grades, not a bit. In fact, despite those bad grades, I somehow found myself in some of the top universities in Mumbai, which is India's version of the New York City. I got the highest paying job from my MBA campus, and I was the only one who was selected for the first international assignment to Japan. From there, I traveled to Singapore, China, Hong Kong. Eventually, I moved to the US, and after a few years, like 12 years spending in the US, I got to work with the clients and the work, which I would have never imagined as a kid sitting on a farm in India. So here's a message I want to leave you with: is the hard work never goes waste. Even if it doesn't show up in terms of grades, ranking, awards, it always pays off, and many times in the surprising ways. And even when you're working hard, don't forget to play, to laugh, and to live fully, because life is all about, experiences. It's not a race to the top of the class. It's about your experiences. It's about the festival, friendships, failures, and all your best memories. Because in the end, That's what truly matters. Thank you.
Thank you, Caton. Excellent job for your icebreaker speech. Excellent job. How's it feel to have that out of the way?
That's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Let's take a minute or two to give Caton some feedback. He's speaker number 2 on the Google form, and he'll get these comments tomorrow as well. I was very impressed you came up here with no notes. Yeah, for your icebreaker. That's most icebreaker speakers. That's, oh, we don't say that. We don't know what you messed up on. Yeah. Let's take about another 30 seconds. And yes, hard work never goes to waste. If you develop a habit of hard work, it will show itself at the right times, and people will notice it. A lot of times, it's more important than academic achievement in the end, particularly as you get further along in your career. Sometimes it's the hardest workers, not the smartest, that succeed. So, okay, let's wrap up our comments. Thank you again, Caton. Next up, speaker number 3. So Nina, this is about your third speech, third speech as well. Her and Christina are neck and neck, right? Speech number 3 for both of them. Her evaluator tonight is Chris. Chris, come on up and introduce Nina.
How about our speaker so far? Just amazing, heartfelt, vulnerable, powerful, inspiring. And I'm excited to announce our third speaker, Nina Gia, who has never given me even a hint of hubris in her short stint in this club. And I cannot envision that being a part of one of your traits in the future. So, title of the speech tonight is More Than What Works. She is on pathway dynamic leadership. That's what she is focused on. She's on level 1 of 5. The project is evaluation and feedback. That's the focus. The stated purpose to practice applying speech evaluation feedback. So perhaps she received some feedback and she was going to present on that. And a 1-sentence description of it is a reflection sparked by visiting an old friend. Nina Gia, please welcome her.
For a long time, I lived under high pressure, not from anyone specific, but from following what the most of people around me were doing. When you see the majority of people choosing the same thing, it's easy to believe that must be the right thing. And my mom kept telling me, people have followed this life pattern for thousands of years, and that proves it works. And she's right. That life path does work, is stable, is proven, is safe. But the more I thought about this, the more I asked myself, is that something I want? A life simply works? Or do I want something that feels like it's truly mine? Maybe even something a little risky, a little bold, a little different. Honestly, I didn't have the answer until my last trip to Ohio. I went there to visit my best friend from middle school. She's now a first-year PhD student at University of Cincinnati. When I first heard she had quit her stable job and moved across the world back to study, I was shocked.
I assume something dramatic must have happened. A breakup or a problem at work. Why else someone would throw away their steady life? But when we talked about this, she said very casually and calmly, no, nothing happened. It's just one morning I wake up and feel like, oh, I can still take some risk. And I wasn't too old to try something totally different. So I applied schools and now I'm here. Wow. That sentence stayed with me. At our age, people expected you to settle down, buy a house, build a family, stick with a 9-to-5 stable job. But guess what? My friend, she threw away her safe path and moved across the world. And it's not because her life forced her to change, but because simply she just wanted this. And later that week, I had a completely different experience. I went visit an Amish community. I had heard about Amish before. They are very quiet, simple, self-sufficient, and that was my first real visit. We drove so far, deep into somewhere feel like nowhere. So what impressed me at most is their handmade furniture. I saw a whole set there, a cabinet, a nightstand, a table, a bed, some chairs, all made from one big, simple tree. And I was shocked. Standing there, I can almost picture this craftsman waking up early in the morning before the sunrise, feeding the livestock, and then patiently shaping the wood day after day, maybe years, maybe months. And in modern factory, furniture like that maybe can just produce in few hours. But the things I saw there had soul. Both my friend's story and this Amish community experience made me start reflect on one thing. Why do I assume there is only one right way to live? My friend chose to step off her predictable path and start over. And this Amish community chose to reject modern life and hold on to simplicity. Both of them seems pretty content in their choices. And both of them didn't live at the way that the society expects. So I know I can't answer my problem with their story, but it made me start thinking about this. Maybe life is not only about choosing what works. Maybe it's also about choosing what feels right for you, even if it's not familiar, even if it's not what anyone expects. Thank you.
Wow. We're getting a lot of powerful messages in these speeches tonight. Thank you, Nina. That was a wonderful speech as well. Okay, let's take a minute or two to give Nina speaker feedback. She's speaker number 3 on the Google form. Yeah, the safe, proven way versus the path less taken, right? It's important that we examine where we're headed in life and whether it's right for us, and have the courage to take that path that's less taken. these great speeches tonight. I think we're scaring away our guests tonight that they're probably not going to say that. Yeah, I'm not coming back now. I didn't know I was coming to the advanced Toastmasters group tonight. Where's the beginner, the beginning group? Okay, let's take another 15 seconds or so and wrap it up. And we're right on time for table topics. Now, as I mentioned before, table topics is the part of the program that's open to everyone to participate. No right or wrong answers. We're just working on our impromptu speaking skills. You know, these are questions that hopefully we haven't thought of before, so we'll have to think right off the top of our heads, put together a coherent answer, and then exit the podium, right? With some dignity still in place, hopefully. What? Did I say that? Come on, Marcos. All right, who's our table topics master tonight? Maria, are you ready? Okay, Maria, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, wish me some confidence and hubris vibes and that. Well, I'm catching the wave of being famous recently for questioning the greatness of AI. So let's continue. I really like it. I want to be friends with the new technology. Okay, not an enemy. I just question everything. Like I question my clients. I challenge them for better, like for the development of all. So today I have 5 questions. Traditional way, I guess. Somebody who wants to try to challenge themselves with impromptu speech. So you have 30 seconds to think about your answer being here and then to deliver your answer. That's simple. So I have 5 questions about AI and Toastmasters and how we, yeah. Who wants to go first? Yeah, guests have priority, VIP. Oh, yeah.
Go for it.
Thank you, a brave soul. So 1 to 5, what do you choose? 1 to 5? 3? 3. What should Toastmasters do to ensure AI doesn't replace the transformative power of human feedback? It's quite strange for you being a guest first time in Toastmasters and already elaborating on these questions, but
The third part, the transformative feedback, could you repeat?
what should Toastmasters do to ensure AI doesn't replace the transformative power of human feedback?
Oh. Yeah.
Don't become human.
That's the right answer. Thank you. I'm only kidding. 1 to 2.
No, so I think that humans are irreplaceable. So the entire conversation around AI taking over humans, I think, is just irrelevant because humans, in my opinion, have souls. And if the electricity goes out, we're not going to disappear. Humans, we're energetic. We have energy fields. We're electric. And we can exist because we were born. AI was not born. It doesn't have a soul. It's just a bunch of computations in the air. It's nothing to fear. It regurgitates information from vast databases. We have access to the infinite. AI has access to databases. May I draw?
Yes, please do.
So if this entire wall is all of the things in the universe to know all over time, through all galaxies, I would say this is how much humans know. And if we're human, and then within this, somewhere one speck is AI's ability. AI has access to this. We, as soul and electric beings, have access to all of this, just with our thoughts.
Thank you so much. So a little bit of grounding, a little bit of grounding. So if you need a connected, relevant feedback, a human feedback, Toastmasters is the place to get it. One of the places, but right? Just summary. So who is next? You're ready. It's simple, right? So 1, 2, 5,
Four.
except 3. All right.
One lucky number.
AI makes speech writing easier, as we all know. How do we make sure members still develop original thinking and emotional expression?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
Sure. If AI makes speech writing easier, how do we make sure members, Toastmasters, still develop original thinking and emotional expression?
I personally think like AI, as transformational as it is, I also feel like no matter how much it evolves, right? Like, because we've had science to research on like freezing humans, memory, like, hey, we'll load this brain into your 70-year-old brain. But I feel like one of the biggest things, it's the hardest for science is to, replicate the consciousness that we experience at every cellular level. It's not just the brain, right? So I think it's going to be transformational. I do believe that. But the authenticity and the originality that a human offers, I still think it's hard to replicate. But who knows where AI goes, because it's just such a fast learning pace. And as far as maintaining authenticity, as long as we keep evolving and learning, there's nothing new we're inventing, but it's just more so repetition of ideas happening, comings and goings, right? So I think that's one of the ways to stay relevant and authentic, if I answered the question right.
Oh, yes, everyone tries to go around Toastmaster theme. I understand you're new to Toastmaster, but yes.
Yeah, well, this is my first time, so I just try to
Yeah. How about the time I asking myself because I'm general evaluator? We can. See, guys, it's not me, it's the field. We go deeper into understanding about AI. The questions are much simpler, but we go deeper. We feel the importance, I think. So one more, I think, based on the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wants to touch the topic of AI and Toastmasters? Please, Toastmasters. So 1 to 5, except 3 and 4.
Two.
How can we use AI as a tool for growth without becoming dependent on it?
Yeah, I think part of the greatest opportunity for AI is using it as a tool and not having it be a critical thinking extension of us. They talk about novel thoughts and ideas coming from AI eventually that humans haven't put together yet. But I think the greatest opportunities and thoughts were when I was in school at some points and you get stuck on a problem and you don't have your teacher there or a tutor, your parents are sleeping. Imagine being able to say, explain to me how I should be thinking about this. give me some hints to get me just to the next step. Don't completely solve something for me, right? Get me over this little area that I'm having an issue with. And that can be in any subject or area of learning. And so I think that AI can be a tool like that to understand you, to adapt to you, to understand what type of learner that you are and where you excel and where we need help and more assistance. And so if we have it, imagine every child can have their own tutor in a safe, supportive way, right? What would that do to elevate our human society, right? To get us thinking about certain things. So we have to be careful to make sure that it's within the proper guardrails and it's not steering thinking a certain way at a mass level, but at the same time, encouraging more of our authenticity as humans, our creativeness as humans, to elevate the way we think and we live these days.
Thank you.
That's how I-
Thank you. I love the diversity of opinions and think so far, so far we can afford the diversity of opinions. We are not dependable on the AI so far. So that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Seems like AI is such a topic these days. Everywhere you go, everybody's talking about it, including, yeah, conscious about it, including at Toastmasters. It's almost weekly. We have a little conversation about it. So let's go to page 2 of the Google form. We're going to vote for our favorite table topics response tonight. We had Tia, we had Shabir, and we had Chris. So punch in a name there on page 2 and then hit submit at the bottom. We will then tabulate the votes. And the winner will be gets 50 basis points in our Los Gatos cryptocurrency coin. It's not a stable coin yet, so we're still working out the kinks. But with Sonia's help, we'll get that figured out shortly, right? Okay. All right, we're in the home stretch. So next up is speech evaluators. Just so our guests know, you saw every speaker. Each speaker has their own speech evaluator. And the role of the speech evaluator is to give a 2 to 3 minute evaluation, live evaluation of their speaker's speech. And this helps the speaker, but it also helps the speech evaluator develop their speaking skills because they have to organize their thoughts and then come up here and speak. Some of it is an impromptu, most of it's impromptu. So it not just helps the speaker with the feedback, it helps the speech evaluator grow as well. So first up, evaluating Christina is Electra. Electra, what do you got for us?
Well, Christina, wow, I was so impressed by your speech and what a harrowing story. It reminded me almost of a hero having something happen that was so great to them and then falling from, I don't know if anyone's heard of the story Beowulf, but there's some aspects of that. And you conveyed that so well, that struggle that you experienced once you learned, oh my goodness, I thought what I was doing was incredible. And wait a minute, that wasn't how it was interpreted. But then to have to go through all of those other things in your life, your personal life, and having that be affecting your husband and your newborn and all of that, I can't imagine being in your shoes. But I will talk about some of the things. I think there's so very few things that I could, from a constructive standpoint, mention. I thought your clarity was wonderful. You used an intensity with your hand movements, and your speech was very clear. The intensity, I thought, really added to it. You were very comfortable, and your vocal variety was great. You had some great uses of pauses, and you engaged us all with great eye contact. You weren't repetitive, kind of going in a circle, but you kind of dynamically looked at a person here, and then you reached all areas of the room. I think the only thing that I could come up with is maybe, and I'm guilty of this too, is not using the space enough. So maybe you stood a little bit close to the table, but your hand gestures were great, your eye movements and everything else were good. That would, I think, be the only constructive criticism. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Electra. Yeah, sometimes you get a speech where, golly, I have to find something to try and give them some constructive feedback, criticism. And sometimes it's a real struggle like it was with your speech tonight. So well done coming up with something. But that's part of the key here with the feedback is it's not all positive feedback. We're all here to learn. Nobody's perfect in this club. And we expect constructive criticism when we get our feedback. That's the only way we recognize maybe where our blind spots are in our speaking ability. So well done, Electra. Next up, Phoebe will evaluating Caton's icebreaker speech. Phoebe, what do you got for us?
So what a wonderful first icebreaker speech, Kaden. You didn't present it as look like as if that was your first formal speech to us. I like how you presented without notes, and you look very comfortable, natural, and relaxed. So that's a good part. And I also like your story and give us the opportunity to get to know you, right? You are someone work hard, accountable. However, somehow didn't get the best grade you wanted. But you are able to go to a top school and being selected to be the first student to go abroad to study. So that is actually profound to show us life is not about you do the best, perhaps you get the best grade, and then that means you will be super successful in real life. And we all know in the real world, right? Someone may not be graduated from the best school. However, if that person is always accountable, people know they can rely on you, your client and your coworker can predict you, right? Know you will always show up. So you will be promoted and recognized. So, and something I probably would like to challenge you or some recommendation, right? And certainly this is your first formal speech. So a couple of things I would like to add is perhaps a little bit more vocal variety plus some hand gestures. Most importantly, you had 2 points about your speech. One is about you work hard and the school you go to. The other one is about you also enjoy life, right? So if you can have some transition to point out the two and say, hey, give some conclusion about, certainly you had a good conclusion about the life. It's all about experience that create the best memories. So at the beginning and the middle to add some, so let us like a more, it's not follow, but more understand and just, to be more in the story with you. So thank you.
Thank you, Phoebe. And last up, evaluating Nina's speech tonight is Chris. Chris, what do you got for us? Hey, wrapping it up.
What a night. I've been here since 2019 and I was really impressed with tonight's meeting. And I've been coming weekly as most of us have. So Nina, great job. We got the all-stars hitting all of our new members here. So great opening, very comfortable, great presence. I like you had a great pace. It's very measured and controlled. You didn't seem winded or rushed, which can happen sometimes. The story resonated. I think there's a story tonight of getting better and embracing the fear to bounce back, being resilient. But your story was, what are societal expectations of us? And do we adhere to those? Because we think that's the only way to be and live. Or do we actually forge our own path? And are we open to different ways and different ideas? And it showed that you're flexible. And you picked up from someone else's example and not having the hubris to think that it's actually something that was foolish, and rather you said, good for you. And I'm impressed by that decision. So a couple things I would hit home for mechanics to work on. When you were in your train of thought, I think a lot of the time you were kind of looking up and away a little bit. I didn't feel as connected, right? You got to look around everybody, check in with them, bring them in again. Sometimes there'd be a looking down, but we do that when we're accessing our memory banks. We look at different areas. That's what science says. Focus a bit on clear pronunciation. Some of the words that I couldn't exactly hear were visit, would, simplicity, things like that. Just kind of sharpen them up a little bit. There was also a little bit of, there was movement, really good hands. This and this, but there was also kind of a swaying. So when we talk about movement, we talk about kind of embracing the space and owning it a little bit, moving around when it makes sense. There was an audible gasp from our newest member, or I should say, I said member, but I should say guest, Tia, when you were describing the Amish community and your fascination with them taking one piece of wood and creating furniture with soul. Yes. And I thought that you were talking about the metaphor of one human and how they can be many things. That was what I took from it. But I think what you were taking from it was that taking a piece of wood, putting it in a factory, and at high volume creating many different pieces of furniture is not as special or significant as handcrafting an amazing piece that's a one of a kind. And I actually have an Amish dining set in my home, and we cherish it for that reason. It says Yoder or something on the very bottom. It's hand signs. Okay, great. From Indiana. So I will close by saying you had a very strong close. The best thing that any of us can do for one another is to get us to critically think, to get us to question what is the norm. And if there's a better way to do it, present it in such a way where we have an open mind and we want to seize that opportunity for ourselves. Thank you, Nia. Great job.
Thank you, Chris. And I also want to compliment Christina. You used the word of the day in your speech. Now she should get bonus points for that, because you know how hard that is. You have your speech already going, and then but you drop in the word of the day. So good job on that. Okay, we're in the home stretch now. Functionary roles. I want our functionaries, please keep your comments to 1 minute so we can get out of here on time. First up, our timer, Sun Kwa. Come on up. How do we do? Time. I know everybody was, it was important that we obey you tonight. So how do we do?
I'm very sorry because I just learned English. I don't know about obey. It's serious, very serious. But today is a very good results. Everyone in on time. Yeah. Questioner, 6 minutes, 6 seconds, perfect. Kendon, 3 minutes, 46 seconds, little more. And Nina, and 5 minutes, 52 seconds. And table topic, Tia, 1 minute, 56 seconds, perfect. Shibia, 1 minute, 17 seconds. Christopher, 1 minute, 30 seconds. Perfect. Affiliate, lecture, 2 minutes. Vivi, 2 minutes, 37 seconds, perfect. Christopher, 3 minutes, 10 seconds, just over more. All perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done, Sunqua. And yeah, obey is a perfectly fine word to use. That's okay. Obey. It's okay. Yeah, we know when you say obey, we know you mean it. Okay, next up, first time odd counter. Marcos, how'd we do?
Okay, first I want to mention to the people who stood out. Christina, you just had 2 souls and 2 butts. Nina, you had nothing, no filler words at all. And I'm not being modest, actually you had 0. Shay Trevor, you had no filler words at all too. And Chris, just 2 ums. And then the rest that I'm going to mention, just watch out for those filler words. Kaiten, you had a little more than 5 ahs and ums. And me too, right? Where is it? Tia, you had 3 ums. Electra, 4 ums and 2 buts. Phoebe, more than 5 ums and 3 ands. Maria, 4 ums, and that's it. Thank you so much.
Great job, Marcos. Okay, next up, grammarian word of the day. Sonia, how'd we do? I heard hubris used throughout, right?
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Okay, so hubris, goodness. Okay, that seems like such an easy word to pronounce, but okay, so I want to first of all say, Tia, I know that you didn't use it in a sentence, but the fact that you brought it up first, just questioning the pronunciation, which we were probably, including me, thinking all about. So yay. Tom, once. Let me see, Christina, once. Chris, twice. And Maria, 1 time. So good job. Let me see, opportunities for improvement. Okay, so what I heard was Christina, and this was a couple of times, but it's simple. The sentence that I recall here is, I don't know what to do, when I think it probably would have been more appropriate to say, I didn't know what to do. And Nina, why else? Where did she go? There she is. Okay. Why else someone give up their steady job, which I think it was just probably forgetful because we were just thinking about it instead of why else or why would someone give up their steady job? Okay, great sentences. I thought I always love this part. People get so creative with their writing. And Christina, you said the feeling of not winning, I think it was winning that you used, but haunted me for days. And I just love that word haunted because it feels like that feeling, the word expresses time, that it stays within you. And I felt that throughout your whole speech, actually. Another thing that you said is if you're not failing, you're not maximizing your limits, which I thought was very powerful. It's like, wow, I need to fail a little more. So, Kitan, something that you said, in India, life is a celebration. And I thought that was it felt so uplifting considering everything that you had been going through or thinking about throughout your life when you were going to school. I just thought, yeah, man, life in India really does sound like people are so joyous. So that just seems so fit. Let me see what else. And Chris, you said something about encouraging our authenticity as humans, which I just thought was really powerful because it is something that now with AI that we don't want to forget, that humanness or that authenticity, which of course cannot be replicated. So that's what we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. And last but not least, General Evaluator, Maria, how do we do tonight?
Thank you. So I was tracking the time and I'm talking now outside the time. So it's something to consider. And how curious it was to know that each of us did well on time, but all of us were not. Something, it's something.
to do with AI.
Nothing about the idea. So I understand that we each of us have our deliverables. Each of us have a relationship to a evaluator or to speaker or to the team. But also we need to have some respect and consideration of others and our space and time together. And because, you know, that award is for the teamwork, not for individual contribution of or sum of ICs. So as a team, my suggestion, we have the agendas, we have the timing, and if you know that you are like, if we are as a team go beyond the time, maybe, just maybe try to be more concise in your delivery. Not about speeches, but about evaluations, functionaries, and all stuff. The technology was great today. Everything was, the vibe was 12 out of 10. So thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Maria. And it was my, oh,
My hat of the
Oh, yeah.
topics master.
Yeah,
So
of
the winner is Tia.
oh. Fantastic. Yeah, acceptance speech or the, yeah. Oh. So she's passing on the acceptance speech. Great meeting. I enjoyed being your Toastmaster tonight. I always love this role. It's my favorite role. Make sure you take it sooner or later. You have a lot of fun doing it. I'll have Chris come up and close out our meeting as our acting president. Chris.
There's no questioning why and how we received this, and I am very optimistic about our collective accomplishments together in the future. It's inspiring to hear everyone's stories and perspectives and backgrounds, and I just learned so much from all of you. So let's continue doing it. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.